Ain't nothing better than watching you smile. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ain't nothing better than watching you laugh out loud, my baby. Ain't nothing better than watching you be you. Ain't nothing better than right now. In your eyes lie the secrets I don't wanna miss.
Hi, this is Trey Passer, and this is the HORRORman's Challenge 2, Part 2, Day 7, and this is Beginnings. Again, I want to say thank you to the HORRORman for having this challenge. I truly appreciate you doing this, and I like participating in it, and thank you again for doing this. So I have a few titles to go through for Beginnings, and this Day 7 challenge is the last challenge is Beginnings. And you want beginnings from either TV shows or opening credits or stuff from TV shows or movies. And I have a couple, so I'll go through them real quick. Okay, the first one is from the movie Blade, the original Blade. This has one of the most fantastic openings ever. The opening is a disco. You know, a girl is dragging a guy into a disco, and all you hear is techno music. Dun, 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 dun. You hear this over and over and over again, and the guy's there, and it's played by Tracy Lords actually, and he's trying to keep up with her. Then all of a sudden you see all this blood starts pouring all over all over the people, and they're lapping up, and they're knocking him down, the guy down, knocked down, and all of a sudden you see that the people in this club is actually vampires, and they're shoving him and knocking him down, and then you see him start crawling, trying to crawl away. And then all of a sudden, you see everybody freeze. All the vampires in the club, they freeze. And you see the guy, he's crawling, and then all you see is like the bottom foot. And then they do a slow pan up, and then it's, of course, Wesley Snipes' Blade, who looks total badass. And he just proceeds to kick total ass to like a club full of vampires. Just firmly establishing that Blade is a total badass. He just basically destroys a club full of vampires, and it's a great opening, one of the best opening scenes ever in any movie. Okay, now the next thing is kind of a classic. This is the Superman anthology, but I'm going to talk about the very first Superman movie. This opens on Krypton, and you basically see trapped. You see General Zod and his and I forget the two people that work with him. The two people, his two partners, he always sees like a light beaming down, and they're like trapped in this stasis thing. And then you see all the faces up there, and you see Marlon Brando as Jor-El. They're basically reading the charges against these criminals for trying to overthrow the government of Krypton. And then they go, what is the verdict? And then all the judges, I guess, for the council go guilty, 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 and then General Zod's Terrence Stamp speaks up and says, "Well, Jor-El, you must make it unanimous." Okay? He said, "You've been known to disagree with the council before. Think you could be part of my new order, second only to me." And then he places the green crystal down, which signifies guilty. He says, "One day, Jor-El, you'll bow down for me, and not one day you and your heirs." Okay? And then all of a sudden, you see out of the distance come flying in is the Phantom Zone, and just scoops them up. The three, General Zod and his, and Ursula, and I forgot the other, and you see them flying off. That's one of this great opening scenes to Superman the movie. Just a fantastic scene, just the way they set it up, which of course would lead into the second movie. Okay, now the third movie that I have with a great opening is The Dark Knight. Okay, this is the first movie with the anyway, the way it opens is it opens with a bank robbery, and you see these you see a guy waiting on the street, and then a van pulls up, he gets in, puts on his clown mask, and all of a sudden they pull up to a bank, and then you see they proceed to show all these various robbers dressed up in clown masks. They're breaking into a bank, and they're talking about this mysterious guy named the Joker who's hired them to to rob this bank, this mob bank. And then you see slowly but surely the Joker, I guess, told them that if they kill each other, they could, I guess, end up with more money. And so they turn on each other. You see them slowly in the midst of robbing the bank, the robbers are turning on each other left and right, and then until we get towards the inside of the bank, where the bank manager, the crooked bank manager, who's running this bank for the mob, he gets shot, and he said, "What do you believe in?" These criminals used to believe in anything. And he's yelling at the robber that shot him. He said, "What do you believe in?" And then you see the one robber who pulls his mask off. He said, "I believe whatever doesn't kill you makes you stranger." And then that's when you see Heath Ledger as the Joker. You first see him as the Joker. And that's just a great opening scene for a movie. It firmly establishes what the Joker's all about, this chaos. Okay, so that's a great movie. Great movie, of course, and a great opening. And the last but not least movie, for me, is a great movie, which has a World War II movie, and a movie that won, I think it won a couple of Academy Awards, but I know it definitely won Best Actor, and that would be Patton for George C. Scott. And this has one of the greatest opening speeches ever. And I'm going to try to recite a couple of the lines, if I can remember them. Okay, which is George, and it's going to hurt my voice to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. When George Patton gives this, George C. Scott gives this speech as General Patton, where he goes, "Americans love to fight. I don't care what you heard about Americans not wanting to get into the war. That's a bunch of horse crap. Americans love to fight. The very thought of losing is hateful. My God, I almost feel sorry for those poor hung bastards. We're gonna run through them like crap through a goose." And I know you're wondering, when it comes time to it, will you be able to fight? Well, when you stick your hand into a pile of goo, which wants your best friend's face, you'll know what to do. Okay? And Americans love to fight. Americans love a war, and that's why Americans will never lose a war, hasn't lost a war, and will never lose a war. The very thought of losing is hateful. And 30 years from now, when you're sitting by your fireside, and you have your grandkid on your lap, and he asks you what you did in the Great World War II, you won't be able to say, "Well, I shoveled shit in Louisiana." That speech is just fantastic. George C. Scott, he won the Oscar alone just for that great speech he gives in the beginning of that movie, which is absolutely fantastic. So, Horror Man, that's my answer to your challenge, and thank you again for having this challenge, your part 2 of your challenge. And I'll leave a link to your channel down below so people can sub to you. And again, thank you for having this channel. Let me know what you think about my choices. Feel free to leave your comments down below. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.